Hello, Jimmee here, bringing you episode 12 of Jimmy's Adventures in Ardrotech. Got a lot on the table today, and probably going to attempt to do this in one cut. Decided to finally get started on the advanced Ardrotech machines, including the industrial electrolyzer, grinder and centrifuge, as well as the assembly table and lasers from Buildcraft so that we can make some chipsets. Like these here. These two are from Red Power, so they're not part of this. And from the chipsets we are able to make gates which allow for AND conditions and OR conditions, as well as OR conditions, and they can be made to act as a redstone engine if a proper condition is met. So if you put them on a Buildcraft pipe, you will not need to have an engine on it. Just looking through my tables here, give you a glimpse at what I've been doing recently. It took me quite a while to get all of this stuff prepared because I have a Railcraft blast furnace and it does not produce steel very quickly, and I needed lots and lots of it. Another thing I've had on my list of things to do for a long while is a set of nano gear. You can see I have a helmet on right now, but there's a full set of it available, made with carbon plates and energy crystals. If you're using the traditional IC2 recipe, a diamond surrounded by redstone. But if you have Ardrotech, you can use a ruby instead. Comes out to be a lot cheaper. I have diamonds on me, so I'll just throw one of these together real quick, just to show you it is that simple. And in one of these chests I should have glass. There we go. This is just me building a backup helmet just in case. As you can see, it's that simple. The carbon plates, I've been through this before. We've used them in advanced machines. Start out as just coal dust, and then you work your way through them and finally compress them into a carbon plate. And there you have it. The nice thing about the nano armor is that it does not have a durability per se. It's a set of charged armor. If you throw it in an MFE or an MFSU, you can see it can store 100,000 EU. It lasts quite a while. We'll let that charge and I'll go grab the rest of the set. This is just the first piece of high-tech armor. There is quantum above this, and there's an add-on called the Gravisuite, which adds the gravitation suit, which allows you to fly and has the effects of the quantum armor still. But just throw this all on. You can see it gives me 9 armor points, and any damage you take will come out of the energy value. So if I were to jump here, you can see it took 600 off my boots because that's what hit, and the rest of them are fine. I'm not a real big fan of this suit though, which is why I keep my lap pack and long fall boots on. I'll keep the pants though, since I'm not wearing anything else at the moment. You cannot enchant this armor normally. Set up an enchantment table to try it out. See, it's blank. So I have 6 levels, should show at least something. But that might make you wonder how I got my helmet enchanted, and if I dig through here, you can see I have a book here. This one is projectile protection. So if I just go to an anvil, which I believe is a vanilla recipe, you can see 3 blocks of iron and 4 iron ingots. Then you just place it on the ground. Take the piece you want to enchant and your book. This cost here is how many experience levels it takes. Since this is only a level 1 and not a very good one at that, it only takes 2 levels. And now I have failed that apparently. It took my levels but didn't give me the right boots. Okay. Okay, they're sitting there. This is empty. Okay, so maybe the boots won't work right now. So, enchant at your own peril, I guess. Anyway, on to the fun stuff. Starting with the industrial electrolyzer. For the final machine, it takes an extractor, an electrolyzer, and a magnetizer, all of which are standard IC2 machines, 2 advanced circuits, and 4 refined iron. None of these recipes are overly difficult, just lots of iron and circuits. If you use an extractor on sticky resin, you get 3 rubber out. The electrolyzer is for making electrolyzed water. There are better versions of it, like the machine we're making now. And the magnetizer, I believe, acts like a ladder if you're wearing a set of iron boots. And you have it attached to the bottom of a row of iron fences. Or a column. Anyway, we take the electrolyzer out. You can see it can support up to 128 EU per packet. But we don't really have much use for this, so we're going to come over to this table. You can see we have 3 advanced circuits, 3 diamond grinders, which are 4 steel, a diamond, and 4 diamond dust for 2 of them. And a diamond dust is just pulverized diamond or macerated. There we go, you can see 1 diamond to 1 dust. The advanced machine block is still simple. The advanced alloy and the mixed metal ingot. On the later stages you can get quite a few. 9 per single craft in a rolling machine, but tungsten steel is extremely endgame, even for Ardrotech. You can see I've been carrying around the spare grinder. It's kind of useless to me right now. So we'll just plop this in and we have ourselves an industrial grinder. This grinder is the Ardrotech version of the macerator. It's much more efficient. It's also a multi-block structure. And Ardrotech has 3 tiers of machine casing, which are the basis for all of the multi-blocks. We have the standard one, which just uses refined iron, and it defaults to a machine block and 2 normal electronic circuits for 4 of them. But I figure I already have steel production, so I'm just going to skip up to reinforced, which is 6 steel per 4, an advanced machine block, and an advanced circuit. So in this one here, you can see I have enough materials for 9 machine blocks, which will give me 36 total casings, which I believe is enough to make the machine. So we'll just use this table and get everything set up to start with. First though, I already noticed something that I missed. I'm going to need a bunch of circuits. That should be enough by 3 extras. Just need to get the materials to convert them over. Extra lapis and glowstone. I might not have enough glowstone left. I do not. So, come out front here, you can see I made a pedestal for my portal gun, which I still can't believe I got. You've seen me walk by this portal several times. There's a pile of glowstone over there. Need to get close enough that I can actually see the other side though, so I can launch this over. We'll just go over to this one. Use the book just to get right back to the house. And here we are. One nice thing about this mining age is it does have glowstone, so I don't have to go to the nether to find it. I think a full stack will be enough. And just like that, back. This version we're on right now actually allows you to close a single portal without closing both of them. Just hold down the R key and then left or right click, depending on which portal you want to close, and it'll close it for you. That way, if you have one like I do there that you want to leave open all the time, you can. So getting back to this circuit, I may have shown this before, but it's a quick recipe if you have everything already. Just 2 glowstone, 2 lapis, and 4 redstone. Gives you all the circuits you'll ever need. We just throw the steel back in, throw the machine block back in, and apparently I did not have enough steel stacked up there. I was off by 1. And there we have 36 reinforced machine casings. down into our advanced machine room in the sub basement, I think. Way down here anyway. And I think on the right side here will be a good first spot for it. It's closer to the high voltage power, which we don't actually want. We want medium voltage, which is right here. So, yeah, these are cheap, so just break them. Apparently you can break those with a pick and get your items out, so bonus. Run some wire there so that we can attach other stuff. Now this machine needs to be either 3x3x3 or 3x3x4. I don't remember which, so we'll just test that out real quick. I think for the grinder it is 3x3x3 with a hollow center. And then we just place our grinder there. And it says an incomplete machine casing. So it must be... We'll try filling in the center here. Nope, that wasn't it either, so we'll just build it up one more. And it's still incomplete. No, I bet this one is going to require some normal casing. So my goal of getting this done in one take failed, so on to the next machine. Anything that doesn't work this episode will be looked up and fixed on the next episode. So those of you watching this later, and there's a next episode already out, well, if it bothers you too much, go ahead and just skip to that one. Next up is the industrial centrifuge. 4 refined iron, 2 advanced circuits, a normal extractor, and 2 advanced machine blocks. You can see it takes low voltage, 32 per tick. And I'm uncertain if this takes a machine casing or not, so we'll try it without, and we've got enough wire to run normally if it needs it. And it looks like this is a single structure, so looking at the recipes here, a stack of lava cans or cells. We'll get you some electrum, which is gold and silver, some copper, some tin, and a tungsten. The centrifuge is basically just used to separate out a base item, such as this dirt, into all of its component parts by spinning. You can see dirt has sand and plant material, and more plant material, and some clay. Down here you can see the power usage and the amount of time it takes. It's different for each one. It's 1,000. It can use 1,000 EU. No, that's 100 EU per second. So 25,000 EU takes 250 seconds. See if we can get to one of the higher things. There we go. 150,000 takes 1,500 seconds. This is not a very good use of power. Here's a fun one. Sticky resin, if you put it into a normal extractor, would give you 24 for 8. This will give you 28 rubber, as well as some extra plant material. So it's more efficient, but there's the time and power in converting it. You can also make fuel cans. There's another lava usage. Can convert lithium cells into fuel cans as well. Sodium. Can sort out bronze and tin. Since bronze is made in multiples of more than one, it had to convert down to tiny piles. But as you can see, there's 96 different recipes that are usable. The one we really want this machine for is right here. Pulverized shiny dust will give you some nickel and an iridium. If you don't have a matter fabricator yet, like me, this is the simplest and maybe the only way to get iridium without mining it. That, we have our industrial centrifuge. I'll move that later as well. Now on to something I have made before, just not on camera. It is the assembly table and a bunch of lasers. The assembly table is a Buildcraft item, which I've explained already, that makes chips and gates and fun automation type stuff. It runs on Buildcraft power, of course. You can see the full recipe here. It will not power itself, which is why we had the lasers here set up. Had enough in there for 9 lasers apparently. And I had some obsidian, but apparently there it is. The gears that I haven't ever shown. Just working up through the progression, wood to stone, to iron, to gold, and then finally to diamond. 6 obsidian here. 1 more diamond, and a redstone. Now we have lots of lasers and an assembly table. I also managed to remember to bring some energy conduits with me. So we'll run it on the ceiling here. Just like that. And we'll place all 9 of these down. You can see they kind of look like engines without the casings on them. And directly under any of these really, but I'll center it. We put the table, if we right click that, throw some redstone in, you can see we can make a redstone chipset with just redstone. Left click to turn the lasers on. They'll power up all the way to blue. and it's just cruising right along. But we're going to turn that off real quick. And go grab ourselves an empty chest, because that table will spit out into adjacent inventories. Wonder what the odds are that I'm out of usable wood. Getting close, anyway. So we'll put it on the back wall there. Turn this back on. You can see it saved the progress. It finished, took a redstone, and started on the next one. And there's the chipset there, which we can throw back in and get just a regular gate. Go grab some iron, a little bit of gold. See if I can make some of the other recipes. Here we have the redstone iron chipset and the redstone golden chipset. You can select multiples and it'll just cycle through. You can see the redstone iron is slightly brighter, so that's the one it's working on. It's also taking much longer than before. And it apparently did not switch over to golden. You must use the entire stack of stuff as it's going. So we'll let that sit for a while. Make sure I've used all of these and made everything. And there we have it. While we're just sitting here waiting for these to produce, might as well go into detail about our plans. There will be maybe one more episode for this season, and then Ardroteh has decided that the next iteration of the Direwolf pack adds enough stuff in it to warrant a server reset. So we're going to reset the server, start on an entirely new map again. We have things a little more ironed out about how we're going to do things. And a little more group projects, because all of us enjoy working alone all the time. You can see the engines are starting to cool down since I'm using enough power finally. These have been running constantly for, I don't know, a week. And they were still running. You can see I don't have any lava coming up here. I did move my system into here. And I don't think I wanted to jump, so I'll go back up, grab a stack of lava cells, and start refilling my geothermal generators and storage units. Should be a couple gates done by then, I would think. Oh, this one seems to have overheated finally. So we'll just start that back up. And lava's flowing again. See, we ran out of whatever materials, other chipset apparently. The gate, I guess. So let's throw this gate in and we get nothing. But with that, I just blew through what probably should have been 5 or 6 episodes. But with the impending reset, I wanted to at least get all this stuff done. Gonna... Oh, and there's Ardro in the other channel right now. So we're going to end the recording here. I'm gonna do some research on the multi-block structures. And as soon as I do that, I'll probably just jump straight into the next episode and finish up my part of the series and see if he wants to do anything special to bring it down. So with that, toodles.